Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Recently, every one of these live streams I starts a little bit wrong, but that's fine. You know what? Today we're on the wrong train. I guess we're on the wrong train. Anyway, so today we're gonna be playing some Minecraft, and I'm gonna be lighting up the world because I figured after lighting this desert, isn't it so nice to stand in the middle of this desert and know there is zero chance of a mob being anywhere within 100 blocks of you, which in Bedrock, because of simulation distance, means that there are no mobs spawning in the world while you're in the middle of a torch desert. It's wonderful. It's a thing you can experience for yourself if you really want to. You don't need to want to. But I realized it's such a wonderful thing that why don't we take it and expand it to the rest of the world? And so that's what this recent project has been all about. And I've done a pretty decent job so far. Am I allowed to compliment myself today? You know what? I'm going to compliment myself anyway. I've done a pretty decent job. The majority of the world is now lit up. There's a few exceptions, like the shaved forest and the mega flatland. But otherwise, it's today we're going to have a fun time. And we're going to place torches in a few remaining spots that aren't lit fully yet. So one such example of those would be right over here. I really didn't want to place torches in here because obviously this used to be a taiga biome back before all the biomes shifted, and I just feel weird placing torches and knowing that the last bits of snow will go away. But I figure like, we have to do it. It's fine. The last bits of snow will have to fade, and I just have to kind of accept that and move on. So that's what we're doing today. We're placing torches in the rainy part of the world. See, this is a snowy taiga. It should be snowing, but it's raining because it's a jungle or something like that. By the way, thank you very much for the tip. First tip of the day. Jaden Ogden. Toy Cat, I am Blue Cat now. Welcome to the Blue Cat Club. The Blue Cat Club? Blue Cat Club. I hope you enjoy your time over here. So yeah, today's been, this last, I've spent more time, speaking of trains, I've spent more times on trains in this last week than I think I've spent in any other week, where I've not been, like, traveling for leisure. Don't know if you guys have heard about the current lack of leisure travel. I don't know, something about insert thing here, am I right? I'm kind of sad they're gonna go away soon. But speaking of things that I'm sad are gonna go away, yeah, I've realized recently on Twitter, someone said something to me like, you know what, I'm really confused when you're serious, Toy Cat. Like, I was so unserious for so long that I'd actively confuse someone when, like, I was actually saying real things about real people. And that was the moment I realized. Some people would say, wow, people don't know when to take me seriously. How are you gonna, like, what a big problem. I see it as the opposite. I'm like, you know what? I should be consistent on this one. Consistent in that people shouldn't take me seriously. Also, Elizabeth Shook, it has been a long time, but you are also a Dermot Cat now. Welcome, it's been a while. Have you been good? I hope you've been good. If you haven't been good, you should say you're good anyway. That's rule number 1 on the internet. We all pretend we're always good all the time. At least in the public spaces. It's in the private DMs where you tell people about how your life has fallen to parts. Speaking of life falling to parts, let us, says Harrison Cray. You know what? Let us play some Minecraft. That's all I say. Let us play some Minecraft. Speaking of Minecraft, you guys here... so yeah, I realize, I've got to start... If I'm going to talk about anything serious in the world, I'm only going to talk in incorrect opinions. So... this whole video is going to be incorrect opinions. Can I be the second tip of the day? Don't tell my teacher I'm watching. I'm in school right now, says demotivational speaker. Don't know if you really are in school, but it's pretty late to be in school unless you're in, like, the very west coast of America. Also, is school running right now for you in America? Wait, chat. Because again, I'm a really big fan. One of my favorite things is, like, the world shutting down recently. Like, I really enjoy it. I just wish we could make decisions on the behalf of more people more often. Like, I'm gonna be sad when lockdown's over in the UK. But are schools really running in all of the in your part of the US? Are schools running? I guess. And if so, that tells you something interesting, in my opinion. I don't know what it tells you that's interesting, but it tells you something. My kids have online school in California, says Rents. Yeah, I had the impression that school was all online, 4 days a week. Entirely normal, just distance them with masks. Schools are going back to in-person. Can you please do a video on the new achievements that will come with Caves and Cliffs update? I think your opinion on them would be cool. I kind of referenced it in a Q&A Saturday, and I don't know how much I can, like, add onto that. But yeah, I could spend a very long time talking about achievements. I just think achievements are a very specific sub-selection of Minecraft players. School is normally virtual, but next year they're focusing on getting back to school with diseased children because some classes aren't virtual. You know what? One of the things about school, like, it's interesting how much perspective you get as, you know, you think about things more with new information. One of the things I think of as being literally crazy is, like, you know how people are getting sick all the time in school? And you just assume it's this weird external factor, like, huh, people keep getting sick. What a weird coincidence. And then, like, looking back, it's like, oh yeah, someone is, like, coming in with these diseases, giving them to other children, and then those children get sick. Like, every societal function, because of the way we treat sickness, we have this great attitude. Again, absolutely love it. We have this great attitude of, like, you know, if you get sick, that's your problem. Which, you know what, unironically, I think I might enjoy that one. Even though it makes no sense. Also, good to see you, Henry Smith. Wait, I'll read that after. Good to see you again. I know it's been a while, but I've been really busy with university. Have to keep the grades up and to do my study abroad in Scotland in September. Whole year. Oh, that's cool. You're doing study abroad in September of 2021, I assume. Someone in my close life was doing some study abroad that got cancelled because of, again, like, really good things happening in the world right now. And also, I guess we're going to just place the last line of torches over here. Unless that is actually perfect. Oh, it is. That's good. That's pretty good. Anyway, so the whole thing was like the cancelled results. So I hope that yours isn't. I think, you know, again, you said you're American. You like the UK, if only because we speak English and we're not your country. But drink water and also eat lettuce. Exactly. Lettuce is just food water. Also, Henry Smith, I don't have a message. I just want to show my support in a monetary form. Hey, thank you so much, Henry. I appreciate the support. No, I've been like super down about streaming recently in a way that I can't quite describe. Like, making YouTube videos for me is something like I can always find something I'm interested in. Like, it's, you know, like YouTube videos are something that I feel like either I'm good at or I'm so bad at it that I don't know that I'm bad at it. You know, it's one of those two things. You can never be sure which it is. Also, I got the Master Trader trophy today. Hey, congratulations, Max HP. Oh yeah, that's a good reminder for the video. Like, when we're talking about achievements, we've got to call them achievements/trophies because they are achievements or trophies, depending on your platform. Or if you play Switch, it's also achievements actually, isn't it? Because it's all for your Xbox account. Honestly, that's one of the coolest things that you can play Minecraft on Switch and get Xbox achievements, but don't let Nintendo know. They might not be happy with that as an outcome. Anyway, so with that said, lettuce is 90% water. That is factually accurate. It seems like it's not. It seems like one of those facts where you're like, tell me the real truth now. But lettuce is in fact just water with a little bit of greenage in there or something. But yeah, so thank you very much for the support. Again, with videos, I at least feel like I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it for so long. But with streaming, because it is like something I try to do purely as like if it's fun, which is probably a terrible, like honestly, so much of your life. Okay, I've got the worst advice in the world for you. Thank you, Ollie, for being Welsh. You know what? You say you're German, and then you say you're Welsh. I don't know what to believe. Maybe you're just a good crunchy water. That's it. Lettuce is just crunchy water. There you go, chat. I hope you enjoy that one. But I think the best advice, the worst advice in the world is to only do something when it's fun. That is advice that will only lead you down, like, you know, because again, something being fun it's like, okay, financial responsibility is for nerds, says Henry Smith. I totally agree. You know what, financial responsibility, haven't heard of her. She sounds very boring compared to her way hotter friend, financial irresponsibility, am I right? No, like imagine if someone said for a diet, just eat what you want all the time. It's like, well, it's not a diet, is it? That's just, you're just telling me not to worry about something. But here's my controversial take on the world, is that things need to be worried about sometimes. Like, someone needs to worry about things to make the things happen. Also, Indigo, thank you. You are my least favorite color in the rainbow. Or you could say like 8th favorite. Wait. Richard of York gave battle in vain. You're my 7th favorite color of the the rainbow. Indigo is such a non-color too. Like, get out of here, Indigo. You think you're real? You're not real as far as I'm concerned. Imagine paying taxes. Couldn't be me, says Caspar. You know what? See, right, like, the best advice for finances is just spend whatever you want whenever you want, you know? Don't pay your taxes. don't think about long-term ramifications. Just do what you want in the moment. And like that's how a lot of people actually do. Again, non-ironically manage their finances. Maybe it shouldn't be, we could have an argument. Indigo's my favorite color, says Michelle Owo. Indigo's not a if you like indigo, again, it's a fine opinion to have. You just gotta admit that you're having a deliberately quirky, bizarre opinion. Like, my girlfriend's favorite number is 13. And it's like, you're allowed to have that. But just admit that you're doing it because you're trying to be different. You know, it's fine to want to be different. Everyone loves to be different. I'm different in that I live stream only when I want to, which is a terrible schedule, by the way. Like, I would say at least for YouTube videos, like YouTube rewards you for not uploading for a couple of days sometimes. Not streaming is just a way of saying, yeah, you like the streams? Well, they're gone now. Good luck finding them because they don't exist. Also, fun fact, also here's some tax. Thank you, Django Not Mango. And thank you, Elizabeth Shook. I'm going to turn up my noise so I can hear these notifications a bit louder. So, fun fact, my ex/best friend and I decided to get back together because I'll be there for a year. But then he got his dream job in Japan and it starts in October, Lamau. You know what? Okay, so the thing I should say is I'm so happy for you guys. Oh my god, yay. But my actual response here is like, no, you are not. That if your only reason for getting back together was proximity, and the proximity is a lie, hate to break it to you, that contract is annulled, and you're not actually together. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Also, Joey Tabora, something. I'm Welsh. Here's some more wallet food, Mr. Catman. Please don't spend your newly acquired bread wisely. Wait, please don't spend it. You know what? One of my favorite dumb things to spend money on is expensive bread. Like, bread is so cheap for, like, pretty decent bread. So if you spend, like, medium amounts of money, like £2 on bread, you get bread that is standout. Like, you know, we're always talking about, oh, yeah, such a fine steak. It is grass-fed and reared with ice cream. No. The way you get good food is just, like, spend slightly more than you normally do on bread. Like, not even an amount that you would think is expensive for, like, a meal or something. Also, financial responsibility. I only know compulsive spending. No, like, again, I used to think, wow, how do people do that? Isn't that terrible? But then I started to realize that, like, you know what, whatever. That, for a lot of people, the number one thing that money can buy is the ability not to have to worry about money. And although affording things is a key reason that you should watch your money, if the number one thing you care about above all else, above long-term goals, above, like, your retirement, above, you know, like, holiday, above long-term planning, if the thing you want to just think about is, I have this unlimited money card that keeps getting accepted and keeps getting spent until it doesn't. Don't mispronounce my name. I'm French, by the way, says Lesplon. Also, what if I keep interrupting every 5 minutes to acknowledge my mediocre comments? You know what, Henry Smith? I think you can do whatever you want, and that includes... Also, I need to move these torches now. This is going to be a mess if I continue that. So I'll try and put them, like, up here a little bit. Yeah, we'll just change the pan here. It'll be fine. We probably won't even melt too much ice. We probably won't even. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I think I think you're free to... Like, you seem like someone, just based on your tips so far, you seem like someone who would enjoy that. And therefore, as a result, I would feel no guilt in not doing it, you know? And therefore, we're both in the win. That's the ideal tip. One that's so mundane, I won't feel bad for not reading it. But I can read it, like Ton618 accidentally called you out there by calling out some other one. Fire resistance tax, hello and good night. You know what? Wouldn't it be great if you could have fire resistance in real life? Wow, let me tell you about my great new fire safety plan. Starting at just 1 subscription per month, you too can be resistant to house fires. I hate financial class. We should deal in chickens. So much more fun. I mean, dealing with chickens sounds so much worse. Imagine going to the bread store and being like, I'm gonna have the bread. This will be 1 chicken. Actually, I'm gonna go for the fancy bread today. That'll be 2 chickens. And it's like, oh man, I've only got 2 chickens on me. And it's like, oh, it's okay. You can just pay me with credit chickens. And then the credit chickens come on a card anyway. And like, you know, it's like, you know, all money is based on gold, which is arbitrary anyway, when you really start to think about it. But all money is based on something, or is meant to be. And we just like use these cards as a way to, you know, I'm explaining too much. We don't, no, whenever Toycat does like, let's explain the history of finances, I'm like, why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this. Joke's on you, we're gonna make it work anyway. He just wasn't very good of emotions, and the proximity thing helped him break that wall. Also, free housing in Japan, lol. You know what? Today I get to be mean to people, because I said at the start of the video, everything I say is the opposite. And so, you know what? I'm gonna place a bet right now. Chat. Elizabeth Shug's relationship. She met a Scottish person on the internet, flew there once. I think maybe more than once. Flew to meet him, and then after a while decided the distance wasn't making it work. Am I reading too many details of someone else's thing? Yeah, it's fine. They've said it all in stream tips. So, and then they broke it off for distance reasons. Then they've tried to bridge the distance, but now there's distance coming back again. Let's make a bet, chat. Do you think the relationship will last over or under 6 months? Just say over 6 months or under 6 months. And let's all take joy in 6 months later, coming back and confirming if the internet's correct. So I think under 6 months. I'm sorry, you know, I hate to break it to your Scottish boyfriend. Exactly, says Hexateron. You know, if 6 months to the day there's a breakup announcement, that'd be something. She didn't meet him online. Oh, you met in person. You know, we met at a baseball game. Don't disparage my story like that. You know what? That part of the story, I don't like it. I'm not keeping that. You met online, and that's how it is. I'm sorry to tell you, just like that. Anyway, damn it, snarky opposite day with Toycat. You know, maybe the real reason I enjoy streams is just the ability to be incredibly mean. Maybe that's what I was missing, that I finally brought back. No, also, if he breaks up with her and her give me his general whatever, I'll go kick some shins. Also, I just started a Minecraft realm, my friends. Should we make a new world for the realm when the cave update comes out or not? Also love the content. So I'm on the side of don't start a new world when the cave update comes out. That is my kind of I would call it not my vested interest, but my long-standing opinion. I don't think that there is a huge benefit, or in my opinion any benefit, to starting a new world, because you can just find new caves in existing worlds. But if you're like a group of friends who don't play Minecraft often anyway, and there's so much in the current updates you've never explored, and you kind of want that new world feeling, you just start a new world, and then people get hyped about it. The problem is, when you start a new world, it's like, when do you stop? It's kind of like, yeah, and this is the argument people make for all sorts of things that I disagree with the arguments for, like, you know what? You cheat on your boyfriend once, and now you're gonna do it 100 times. Slippery slope. Although actually, you know, I think I might agree with that. You know, you put some plants in your mouth once, and then you're gonna become a crack addict for the rest of your life. And it's like, well, it's kind of not the same. Although there is probably, I think there is actually, even in all the cases that I'm trying to bring up here, if you don't do a bad thing once, you are probably less likely to do the bad thing again. The only question is whether you care about that or not. Also, hi Toycat, I'm giving my money to show the appreciation of this cool channel. Also, I'm from Colchester in Essex, so I'm a fellow British. This is also my house fire insurance. You know what? Thank you from Essex. I think I'm doing an Essex accent. I don't know. Honestly, my only experience of Essex people is there's a part of London. It's like East London, like Shoreditch and stuff like that, where all you run into is girls from Essex with the trash, and like the whole of the UK sees Essex accents as being like, oh god, why is there nails on the chalkboard? Loma I've known for almost 2 years now, and even after we broke up, we talk nearly every single day, so I'm hoping for the best. Also, he gets holiday time, so I'll be in with him every 6 months. I hope that my mean on stream comments were not actually disparaging Elizabeth. I'm rooting for you, but the way I'm rooting for you is by rooting against you, so that you feel desperately like you need to prove me wrong, and as a result of desperately trying to prove me wrong, you get happiness. That's all I want in your world. And if I have to be the, someone has to be the bad guy. It's like that whole someone has to care. Like, what if we just like what if we just like weren't in a relationship, man, and we just saw how many times we ended up at each other's house? No, for some reason, humans formalize relationships, right? Someone has to be the bad guy that breaks it up. But what if you were incentivized not to break it up? Because then that weird streamer that stopped streaming for almost 2 weeks in a row there, maybe he's gonna judge me if we do. Also, Nalo Theorem, I'm giving you money to show appreciation. Oh wait, wrong one. Ayo just got out of school. Ayo. I hate the word Ayo so much. I am only saying it because of your $2 tip. I'm very sad for you. Also, I'm impressed by how much of America still has school. Like, the UK has had no school since, like, March, which, like, I'm okay with on a... There's this interesting concept of, like, things that you're okay with on a personal level, but things that you disagree with on, like, a broad level. Like, one of those things is, like, you know what? On a personal level, the fewer kids who are in school, the more... at least right now, because they're all staying home, they're not like going out or anything. The fewer kids in school means the more freedom exerted to everyone else, right? Also,
cat Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Mischievous. So speaking of big tips, I made a very big, so I've made offers on 2 houses in London so far. The first one was like basically a done deal, so I got in there too late and. Even though I made the bigger offer, only by like less than 0.1%, less than like 0.2% or something. Like it's just 1,000 of difference, but in London prices are thousands. Like it's a very small marginal increase. So I've made offers on 2 houses, but today I made an offer on a 3rd one, and I'm excited for this offer because it's a house that's been on there for so long, and it's really big, and most people just don't want a house that big because they're like, yeah, don't want to pay for that space. And so I figured, you know what? Now's my time. I don't want the space either. But like, in fact, I'm gonna ask the question that I asked on Twitter today. By the way, good, Elizabeth, I hope that you are successful in your relation endeavors. I want to follow that up. But also, I will be very smug in 6 months if I'm right. But that's what you need to hear, I think. Right now, you need someone to be smug at the failure of your relationship so that you make sure it doesn't fail. Because you know what? Relationships aren't about love. They're about proving to the world that you can still be in it. That's why, think about marriage, right? Marriage isn't this, like, romantic process. Marriage is this, like, because you can only sign a contract that's so enforceable. So they make you sign marriage is a social contract. You go into this room together with 100 of, like usually they're very big weddings. People love big weddings of lots. Every single person maybe, if not a lot of them, all the people you interact with regularly, all come together and you say in front of them, I'll be with you forever until the day I die, amen, or whatever. I don't know, churches are very religious places, but you say a lot of stuff like that. You make vows to each other and you say in front of everyone and you're like, oh, I want to break up with you because I despise you as a person. But, on the other hand, I'd look silly for all those people that saw me promise to be with you forever. They're not going to trust my word again after, I show that my word can be broken in this one way. Guess we're staying together. Good pal. But yeah, so, also I'm not doing it to prove you wrong, although that's a bonus. I'm doing it to get free accommodation in Japan. Yeah, okay, here's the thing about Japan. Japan is the most expensive, Tokyo. Japan can be pretty cheap outside of Tokyo. Tokyo is one of the most expensive cities to stay in if you want a hotel. But it's like one of the cheapest major cities if you just stay in capsule hotels. I love honestly, capsule, because I've got this opinion that, especially when it's temporary, because, this ties in that Japan fort and my house fort here. So, I think if it's temporary space, you want as little as you can have. Because the more space you have, the more you fill it with garbage. Like, oh yeah, I've got this space by the... like, when you have a very little space, you have to keep it clean, because otherwise you have no space. Whereas if you have a lot of space, you can mess it up, and you still have a lot of clean space. But then, like, cleaning up a lot of space is harder than cleaning up a little bit. This isn't a foreign concept to anyone, I'm sure. But I just want to mention that, because... So I agree with not... why doesn't ice form under your boat when you have Frostwalker boots? Yeah, I think boats should be enchantable for that very reason. They're not enchantable, and that makes me sad. But they should be. Toycat, I agree with not starting a new world. That's why I haven't explored too far off the map. And in Freeways, my mountain house, I'm using glazed terracottas for. That's smart. Again, like, if you're going to explore in Minecraft, pick a way. Then when the new update comes out, don't explore the other freeways. Pick another way and explore that way. And then when 1.18 comes out and changes jungles or whatever, change that way, you know? He's going to be working for Hitachi on high-speed trains. You know what? Hitachi is one of those crazy companies. You know that meme that's like, hey, so you know the company that's really good with trains? Or like, the company that's really good with intimate massage toys? What if we made trains too? I feel like they're the craziest example of like, those really are the same company. Like, it doesn't seem believable, but it is. It's like if you found out that like, oh yeah, so Toycat makes these Minecraft videos, but in his side business is, I don't know, like I'm a butcher or something. No, what's even more like, I guess, let's pick a more random example. You know what? I'm a baker. I'm the owner of Greg's Limited. You know, you heard of Greg's? You should have heard of Greg's. They're everywhere, I hear. But yeah, so I think when you're staying places, having as little space as possible is a good idea, because you're just gonna need to leave the space later and like pack everything up. The less space you have, the less you can like unfurl it and then you put it back in there. Basically, what I'm saying is I really like small spaces. I love capsule hotels, and if you don't love capsule hotels, then you're missing out on a Japanese experience. Like, London's now gotten so expensive that, like, there's a bunch of capsule hotels here, too. Basically, staying in small spaces is cool, and, like, saving money for doing so, getting better communal areas that everyone can use. Like, it's a big win. In fact, actually, I'm a big advocate for communism in the sense of hotels. Like, rather than everyone having a bunch of space in their room that no one uses anyway, let's all have a bunch of space that we can all use. Like, that's how, like, I'm renting an apartment in New York when I'm staying there later this year. You know, I've got, like, a hopefully nice enough size. Like, it doesn't look that big apartment, but it's got, like, giant areas that everyone uses. Because you know what? Communism apartments. It works. That's my argument here. Obviously, shared spaces is not communism, just to clarify. There's going to be someone who's... Actually, wait. No, this is opposite stream. So on opposite stream day, I'm saying, yeah, I think we should all collectively own the means of fun production, and that's why the pool should be communally owned. Boom. Anyway, so, yes, comrades, seize the hotel production model. Anyway, by the way, thank you, Small Spaces.
Spaces up.
Alejandro, thank you for the $9.99 tip. So, something I did today is I put an offer in on a house for an amount of money I can't really properly comprehend. It's a common Japanese business model. Yamaha make bikes and synthesizers, which is why their logo is a tuning fork. Wait, the Yamaha logo is a tuning fork? You know what, the crazy thing about... it is. Yeah, it's so weird, like, when you think about Sony makes... I think actually Sony Entertainment might be spun off from the rest of Sony now. But Sony makes cameras, TVs, games... Like, they just make whatever they want to make. I think that's such an interesting concept, because the whole point of me to a company is you should be very good at one thing. If you have spare money as a company, then that money should go back to the owners so they can invest in other companies. It's not you as the company's job to... Right? Okay, so that's my, like, view of efficient market allocation. Like, if you've made too much money as an individual, you buy some nice things for yourself, or you donate, to philanthropy, and you try and make the world better, right? If you, as a company, your objective is to sell goods and services, and if you sell those goods and services for a profit, use that profit to make better goods and services. If you make the best goods and services that money can buy, and profit isn't going to improve that any further, then at that point it's like, well, you shouldn't just start making tuning forks. Unfortunately, I have 2 quizzes due in a few hours, and I know nothing about either subject, so I have to go. If you're still streaming at midnight, then I'll be back. Have a good stream. Thank you, Elizabeth, and good luck on your Japanese endeavors. And also, give me a 6-month update, so I can feel smug. Anyway, with that said, we need Sony bread. See, right? Sony bread. Wouldn't you want to buy it? Wouldn't you be interested? But also, wouldn't you then say, Sony probably should not be doing bread? Like, it's a nice idea for them to try. Yes. I would like to see what happens if Sony tried to make bread. But also, I don't think that they're going to be the best at making breads. You know, I think too much about, like, how the world... You know, this is one of those things where, like, it's easy to think about how the world should be. But ultimately, you should probably just leave it to, like, you know what? If they've made it work, they've made it work. Fair play to Yamaha and Hitachi and Sony and... right? Like... I think sometimes it's, like, easy to get distracted by this stuff. But then also, I think... On the contrary, because, you know, I'm arguing against my own points now. I also think that, like, big multinationals that own so much that you don't know all the things that they own, that's also a little bit scary. That's also like, this is not the ideal world I would choose, were I choosing a world. And you know what? Maybe that's the problem, is that we all think about how would we choose the world if we were going to. It's kind of like houses, right? So here's, let me tell you about my house, because I think in 6 months you'll be very surprised you are so unnecessarily mean. You know what? I am worried that is true. I am worried that is correct. I think though, in 6 months, if I'm correct, I'll be like, well, unnecessarily mean, but someone had to say it. You know, actually, here's a controversial take, but I think brutal honesty, the idea of like, you know, someone needs to say it, probably isn't true. I think that, like, people act like hurting people's feelings is, like, a good thing. But I also think, you know, we don't need to hurt. You know, like, that shouldn't be seen as a good thing. It should just be seen as, like, well, there are some things that if you do not... You know, like, everyone's so embarrassed to be... No, everyone doesn't want to be the person who says it. And as a result, no one says it. And it's like, well, that's an inferior outcome. There are some things... Like, you know, it's like if you have a giant poop stain... on your legs. I don't know what it was. I had a bunch of chocolate, or maybe it was something significantly worse smelling than chocolate on my mask the other day. Like it was, Sony makes movies too. Oh yeah, Sony, they're one of the record labels and one of the movie. What is Sony? I don't understand. It's like, everyone thinks Fox News when you think of Fox, but they're also one of the biggest distributors of movies. I think Searchlight's now owned by Disney. You know, Disney owns too much too. See, the opposite side is like, oh yeah, Disney's this wholesome company that also makes a lot of not very wholesome movies. Because, you know what, they had so much money from those wholesome movies, they figured, why not? And that seems like a problem to me. You know, should I just start spamming torches down randomly? I shouldn't, but I will. No pop stain, please. Yeah, you know, I still don't know. I cleaned it off. You're supposed to remove your mask for eating. I don't know how the chocolate got there, okay? I wish I could tell you. I wish I could be like, oh yeah, the chocolate, it was from this. There was chocolate on there, and I wish I'd known as soon as the chocolate appeared. But no one wants to be the person to say it. And again, there is some benefit to that social nicety. If I knew there was chocolate on my mask, I really would like to believe, I would like to pretend that it is not on my mask. But, you know, I'm going too deep here now. Speaking of too deep, I'm in too deep, and I'm trying to keep all the blood in my head instead of going under again. Some people just have random stuff in their pockets. Yeah, I'm like 95% sure. I mean, that might be too sure. But I'm pretty sure it was like there was chocolate in my pocket. But I don't know. I was I just got rid of the mask. I went and I spent £1 on a new mask, figuring, you know what? The chance of having poop on my mask is probably worth. It's probably something I should spend money to get rid of just in case. Anyway, I love that song, says Michelle Owo. I don't like music, but I do like that song. That should tell you something. No, it's really bizarre when people are like, hey, you know this song? And I have to be like, yeah, no. Like, I feel like there must be a term for, like, people who don't enjoy music. Because it's one of those near universal experiences that I wish I could be... Like, okay, so chat, I'm working on a song right now. I can't tell you what the song is. It's a big secret. So my girlfriend said something like, you know, you're not singing. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you're saying the words. It's like, yes, I'm singing. It's like, no, you're not. You're just talking. And it's like, what's the difference? Like, I'm saying it in a tone. Also, I decided to give myself a fun name, says Miss Pat Van Driver Lady. You know, I have no clue who you are, Miss Pat Van Driver Lady, but I'm glad that you have a fun name. Oh, I know who you are, Miss Pat Van Driver Lady. Just from your profile picture, which I think is children at a beach. But you know what? Lots more questions being raised than anything else there. Your definition of a company, its value and purpose is correct in a naive way, but doesn't apply to the modern publicly traded conglomerates that often diverse verticals and government influence, says Jeff Shannon. I don't know if that's a real comment or if it's deliberately just using fancy words. But like, yeah, I definitely think I have a oversimplified view of the world. Honestly, anyone who thinks they understand anything on a worldwide scale probably get it wrong, right? You know, when this comes up a lot as to like, why do people enjoy conspiracy theories? And the answer is always like, well, it's a conspiracy theory is a simple answer to a complicated question. You know, how did we land on the moon? Well, the decades and the you know like and the number of individuals working on it. Some of those individuals being Nazi scientists, by the way. You know what's easier than thinking about that is saying, I believe the term someone using on your music is called death. Also, if you're in pain, think of Russia's size. Russia is a very big country. That is factually accurate. You know what? Mother Russia is here to tell us how big Russia is today. Isn't that nice? Also, it's good to see you, Shravia. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And if you're not doing well... Wait, I hope you're doing desert well. I've got a video idea, chat. I'm gonna... I never do this, but I want to... Because I think, like... If I tell you about an idea before I'm, like, done anything with it, like, you're going to have a version of it in your head. That, you know, like, when you tell people about ideas ahead of time, I feel like it's a bad strategy. But I'm going to tell you about my idea now, chat, and you can tell me, do you think it's a good idea? Because I had... What I wanted to do is I have a... yeah, because every... in the last 5 years, which is almost half of Minecraft's existence, there have been 5 new structures, but they've only updated 1. So there are 12 structures in Minecraft. Like, you know when the Nether update came out? The Nether Fortress didn't get an update. Wouldn't it be interesting to talk about every structure that hasn't got an update and how I think they could update it simply? Not like a complex, like, oh, what if they changed its entire function? Like, turning a desert well into an oasis. But what if it was something more complex? Like, you know, like, oh, this, that, the other. And that's my idea. And I wanted to share it with you all. It is indeed my family in a pool at camp last summer. Thank you very much for the laugh. This is what I come to the streams for. You know, it's so small though that it just looks like, you know, it's. I guess that's the thing with a lot of. Oh, there's a panda here because it's a jungle. Isn't that cute? That's from with a lot of small. When you take something big and you make it small, you lose the resolution. Today we learned. Sure, why not? Desert Wellington. That's an amazing idea, Toycat. Thank you, Shravia. What are you professionally an expert on, Toycat? My first thought was anything cave update related. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm an expert on. I think I would feel very over smug in myself if I called myself an expert at anything. Honestly, I had a realization today. Like, so I made an oversimplification in a recent second channel video. And I got a lot of people being like, no, you oversimplified and you missed out my favorite bit of the story. And I think there's like, you know, they're not wrong to think that. But it made me realize, like, yeah, I really did mess up how I portrayed something. In fact, I messed up how I portrayed a couple of things. And like, whenever I do something like that, I get a lot of comments being like, here's how you messed up and here's why it's terrible. And it makes me realize that, like, yeah, every time I think I've gotten something enough to, like, explain it, if it's something I've just started to pick up, it's always going to be with a hole or two. And that's one of the problems on YouTube, I think, is that being overconfident is too easy, and there's not really any way around that. Also, please stop calling me Desert Well. It's insulting, says Fountain of Youth. Hey, thank you, Phantom of Youth. See, get it, right? It's funny. It's interesting. It's because the desert well is actually a fountain of youth. It's not just a well in the desert. It's a well that can provide an unlimited amount of youth, and that's interesting. Do you get it? It's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go find a bed. I think I have one not too far away from here. Anyway, so actually, wait, I've got a bed inside my paranoia house, right? And I need to eat some of the cake here anyway, so let's do it. Let's be very careful here. Jump, 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 jump. And then we have to eat this cake, apparently. Oh, I guess, okay, I've got a problem. Okay, I'm going to eat this cake, and then I'm going to eat a bunch of this cake. There we go. Oh, wait, and then I have to eat some of this cake, but I can't. So we do this for now. Boom. So yeah, this is where I sleep when I'm being very paranoid. Don't know if I'm going to die. So you sleep surrounded by glass. If there were phantoms, I'd see them. If there were creepers, I would see them too. I think not having the floor be made out of glass is probably a mistake. Because, like, I don't know if there are creepers hanging around here, for instance, but that's fine. By the way, what's your opinion on market socialism? Hey, you know what? I think that we should go to the market. No, I think that's an interesting premise that I think I'm underqualified to discuss in a meaningful way, sadly. Music anhedonia is the neurological condition characterized by an inability to derive pleasure from music. People with this condition can recognize, understand music, though. See, I think I do enjoy music, just very infrequently. Like, people... It blows my mind that music is an identity for anyone. Because to me, it's like... Aren't those just the fun little tunes you listen to when you want to feel a certain way? It's like, no. I know every single band in this genre. Like, I made some friends once because we all liked if you wanna get cringe and embarrassed for me. I think it was like Bullet for My Valentine or something when I was like a 14-year-old. And I was like, wow, that's cool. But every one of those people at some point was like, oh yeah, but you love the Silent Lamb Beths, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I love the Alexandria's Legs. And it's like, what are we saying right now? And it's like, oh yeah, you know, I love this song from these people. Don't you love their earlier stuff more, though? And I'm like, I don't know the order in which it came out. I just know this is the one where they go, yeah! That's not a song. You know, right? Like, I think it's kind of like, it's interesting because I think some people probably feel that way about me and my Minecraft stuff, right? Also, thank you L5BT and L4X. I don't think anyone is watching your second channel video about the worldwide election, hoping you'll be 100% accurate over a going political crisis in Germany. But like some people will be upset that it is not, you know, like that it, I don't know, like I find talking about this stuff on YouTube is just a way to be bombarded with facts that you should have mentioned. And that's what kind of bugs me. Like, I want, more than anything else in the world, for, you know, like, I know that I do news in the real world much often. It's not going to be, like, a staple of anything. I love the idea of, like, what if you could have fully impartial news? That doesn't make any sense, of course, because the facts that you choose to include are always going to be interesting. So instead, it's just, here are the most interesting facts about it, not trying to put an agenda on it, like everyone else will. Instead, here are just a bunch of interesting facts. And the ones that cause the most rigor, perhaps. But then people are like, no, but to me the most interesting facts are these. And anyway, basically I realized as a result, something that like everyone should realize, it's probably a valuable lesson. Imagine turning comments off, says Chantal. No, because if you turn off the comments, they're going to try and find you some other way, right? Like a lot of people won't. A lot of people will be like, huh, comments are turned off. Guess I won't leave a comment. They're the crazies though. And the crazies are the one that you want them to yell into the void forever. There are some crazies who are like, he needs to hear my feedback on this. This is life or death. I will stop at nothing to track this person down. And when they don't reply to my emails, it's not because I'm a crazy person yelling at a stranger on the internet. It's probably because they just haven't got it. So I'll send another email asking if they've gotten it. And oh god, now I'm living my own personal hell. But you know, it's nice when your own personal hell is just emails. That is nice. Also, hi funny Minecraft man. Here's your allowance, says Cheeseby555. Thank you for thinking I'm funny, Mr. Cheeseby. I think that you're funny too. I don't. Sorry if I missed the explanation, but why are you placing these torches, says Ristio51. I want to light up my entire world so that mobs don't spawn anywhere. How do you do that? You place torches. Yeah, but when I left the grid, which I did here, it just means there's too many gaps that I don't know how to fill. Whereas a grid is very easy to, like, find the the spots that are missing for. Okay, but yeah, like, every now and then I'll, like, read into, like, an artist or something and be like, whoa, this is like a...
Jungle biome is literally the least useful biome ever.
Thank you, hello, for your opinion. Honestly, the love for jungle is one of those confusing things about Minecraft to me. Like, why does everyone say they love it so much? What am I missing? I'm missing something, right? I don't know what it is that I'm missing, but I am missing it. It is clear from my interactions with the internet. Okay, we're gonna move that torch over there. And then, like, this one over there or something, I don't know. Also, vibe to Pigstep on the daily, says Neon Crafty. I do, in fact, vibe to Pigstep on the daily. But only because when you become a member, it makes the do play. Big fan, Toycat. Been watching you since 50k subs. Hey, thank you for watching me since 50k subscribers. That was a long time ago. How many do we have now? Love that mediocre jungle temple loot. Right, it's got pandas, which are a mediocre animal. It's got jungle temples, which have 2 chests filled with not very useful things. It's got big trees that make it a nightmare to navigate. Like, the biggest thing about jungles is the nice green grass when you chop it. Like, look how nice my grass is here. Chat, appreciate the niceness of my grass here. I don't think I'll be able to stay long, Toycat. I wish I could attend more streams, but I have to sleep. Hope you have a good stream. See you next time. I will, indeed. So I've been watching since the Ush Monuments. Got a new account, says Blaze Warrior. Man, that's crazy long. How, like, that's an amount of time I can't even really comprehend. But yeah, Toycat's big life update today is something I realized, because I've been so focused on buying this house. It's been just the one big thing on my mind. And, like, I think it's, there's a word for this. It's called, like, monofocus, right? And it's really interesting because it's like, you know when people have children and they're always like, let me show you my baby pictures. Because that is their whole life. That's their interesting thing they've been working on. And then you see it and you're like, huh. Also, L5BT, thank you for... LBT5T, thank you for liking my videos enough to consider me one of your favorite YouTubers. That means a lot to me. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this place is probably lit up enough now. I'm not 100% sure that it is, though, actually. You know, there's a lot of gaps. Whatever. You know, it's probably fine. Should we light up the caves as well? We shouldn't light up the caves. It's gonna be fine. So now the question is, should we do the oil rig? Yeah, it makes sense to do the oil rig, doesn't it? The top of the oil rig as well as all the layers? That seems excessive. But it's dark even in the daytime here, so... You can technically eat cow level in real life, why can't we eat it in Minecraft? You know what? Someone advocating the questions that we all care about. But I've been so focused on this one big thing. And that is I'm trying to purchase a property that for the rest of my life, this will be the most valuable thing I own. And in fact, for the majority of my life, and maybe even the rest of it too, it will be more valuable than everything I own put together because London property prices are kind of insane like that. And it's really interesting because like this, so I'm trying to make the right decision. You know, it's hard to, it's gonna be very hard to get out of this once I'm into this. And okay, so 182 to 176 to 170 to 164 to 158 to 152 to 146. Is this even worth doing, honestly? maybe I shouldn't have placed all those torches before thinking this, but it does seem a bit excessive, doesn't it? It does seem that way. But yeah, right. Actually, you know, I'll just do a big cross going through the middle, and then we'll work out the rest later. But yeah, if you have a graphics card better than a GT 1030, that's the most valuable thing you own. I mean, I can mine some sweet Bitcoin with it. Wouldn't we all? You know, chat. I used to, you know, this is my, I hate anyone who says this, but my, like, I used to do this for I was cool moment, is I was Bitcoin mining in 2014? 2015? Like, they went from being worth $100 each to being maybe, like, $50. Oh no, it was probably like, it went from being like $200 down to $100 or something like that. And yeah, I was mining some Bitcoin being like, you know what? I'm sure it'll go up in the future. And then I just stopped. You know, the future came and I was like, it went down. I guess I was dumb. I was like, no, I wasn't dumb. I was just ahead of the curve. And you know what? I need to tell the internet about that now. Anyway, so the most valuable thing you own is yourself. You know what? Isn't that wholesome? The real ownership was the friends we made along the way, if you think about it. But no, so yeah, like it's this big important thing to me, right? I'm spending a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources, and so like it's hard to. So many of the things that I've been thinking about have been this one thing. Even though, like, if you're watching this, like, you don't care what, you know, maybe when I own the house 4 months from now, if it goes to plan and if the offer's accepted, maybe you'll be interested in seeing it for a video. And if that, you know, is everyone interested? No, like some people are maybe interested in that. Meanwhile, Bitcoin now. Yeah, well, let's do a quick little search. What is Bitcoin worth at this current moment? Because I stopped caring about it when it was at 100, because I was like, it's worth 34,000. It's gone up 340 times in value since I figured, I guess I was wrong for thinking it was a smart thing. Anyway, show me where you dwell, says Michelle Owo. I do in fact intend to show you where I dwell. Actually, wait, I don't know. I love, even though like I can't do too many in the real world for like security concerns. Like I like showing off places that I live, especially after I've left them. So I want to show off my my New York place that I'll be in for the next. That I'll be in soon.
I have bought 2 houses, lost one to divorce, sold the other, and never want to own one again. All they do is break. I know my opinion is in the minority, though. You do you, or y'all do y'all.
Y'all do y'all. I actually think that even though a house is a house is a house, I think a cheap house, like if you're talking at like the fact that in the UK within 20 miles of each other you can find one house worth £50,000. One house. In fact, outside of some area, like there are some suburbs of Glasgow where you can buy a flat for like £20,000. I look at that every now and then. I'm just like, that's what deposit do you need on that? Like, anyway, it's like it's so bizarre how low that price is. When you buy a house worth £20,000 and it goes up by 3% in a year, do you know how much value you've gone from your house? £600, if I did that maths correctly. Or is that 60? No, it's 600. Whereas if you own a house that's worth £2 million, 100 times as much. Which in London, again, like I don't own a house that I'm not ever going to. But like if you own a house worth $2 million, it goes up by 3%. You've just netted 60,000. I think it's 60,000. I hope I'm doing the maths correctly. You know that's like a year's salary. The most. Oh, I hate you so much, creepers. That was on me though. I shouldn't have done that. That was on me. Anyway, let's put this back together, I guess. I don't know if I have the dirt to put it fully back together. You know, I don't. We'll just... It's fine. No one will notice that there's some blocks missing. My small apartment in Queens, New York City is worth $38,000. Is that true? Can you really get an apartment anywhere in New York City for $38,000? I am doubtful. I'm pressing F to doubt, Reboss. I would love to be wrong with my cynicism. But send me a link on like not to your apartment, but like to a similar one after the stream for $38,000 in Queens, New York City. But like, you know, like the difference between those things is like it's free, even if they both gain 3%. It's the difference between like that is the most valuable thing you did that year, or yeah, and like because the thing is the cost of maintaining both those houses.
How's it going? Sorry, haven't been able to catch a stream in a while. Also, what project are you working on?
I'm lighting up my world entirely. Some have said that is too ambitious a project, and I say those people aren't ambitious enough. So we're gonna cover over here now. Get some torches placed. What does it say about me as a person if the only reason I ever play in survival is to walk around the interesting natural generation? I think that's a cool way to play Minecraft, Like, I think it's bizarre, and I think you're in a very unique minority, but still. But like, so anyway, here's my point. By the way, thank you, Brody Privet, Mild Knight, and Magic Monkey 707. But like, I think like the cost of maintaining a £20,000 flat and a £2 million house, it's not 100 times. It's probably not even 10 times. So one of those things is basically a financial asset that you live in, and one of those things is a thing you live in that happens to be a financial asset. And the fact, you know, it's like, I don't know, Bitcoin can be this thing that can be this currency of the future that happens to be a financial asset, or it can be this financial asset that's valuable because it's going to be the currency of the future. Like, we have a lot of, an inherent nature of markets is like speculation, and we kind of forget sometimes, you know, when you're buying stock in Tesla, your assumption is that the company will be, you know, like, the only reason that your stock is worth more in a month is because someone's willing to pay you more for it. We kind of forget about a lot of concepts of like underlying value and whatnot. I'm gonna break this one bamboo so I can place my torch down here now. Oh, I need to make some sticks actually, so let's do that. And then with those sticks, we can. Okay, no, we're not. From Minecraft, a cash advice. That's it. That's the live stream for you. Also, thank you, Brody Privet, for becoming a support cat. Welcome to the club. I like your logo. It's like the Google logo, but it's a bee. I'm a big fan. Okay, I tried. I think you mean the stonk market. Sorry, I do in fact mean the stonk market. But yeah, I think we sometimes maybe sometimes forget that like everything is like the value of everything is just what someone else is willing to pay you to take that thing from you. And you know, the value of the apple in your fridge is basically zero, but the value of your apple in your stock portfolio is a lot because people want that for their stock portfolios. But the reason they want it is because someone will later pay them for it. And you know what? It's a very scary system when you think about it too hard. So I try not to, and instead say, you know what? The government's propping it all up anyway, and let's assume that will never change. 3 months till Diamond Cat. Yeah, we just had a couple of new Diamond Cats today. I hope you can join them in 3 months, Brody. I hope you join them. Anyway, so I had, you know, this is a dumb meme idea, but like using my credit card number as a Minecraft seed is like, it's one of those like I shouldn't want to do it. I know it's not. I know I'm just gonna be putting myself out there for fraud, but also I think it's like one of those I need to do it ideas. So you know what? Maybe, just maybe, in the future, we'll see Toycat tries to play the seed that is his credit card number, and tries not to dox himself. Anyway, who puts apples in the fridge? You know what? You're right. Apples don't go in the fridge. But I wouldn't know that because my apples are in my stock portfolio. I don't own any else Apple stock. Would have been smart. Use an old card. I imagine there's still some issue. Yeah, you know, I think use an old credit card number. I think that's probably the smartest way to go about it. Just like, take an old one. Also, thank you, Ollie. No, wait, thank you, the Stick MD. I never thought I'd be watching someone literally just plant torches, and it could be so entertaining. Best regard from Session. I can never say the name of that place. Like, I know where it is in Poland. It's like all the way on the west of Poland. I can never say it. Szczecin? Szczecin.
Your storage is so all over the place that I cannot comprehend it. I just want your cobwebs.
Honestly, I don't understand my storage either. You know what? Should we do another organizing the storage stream? But I just go and take chests from all over my world and like put them in one big place. Prepaid card from a gas station. Oh, yeah, one of the things that is so common in America, and apparently in Canada too, but isn't in the UK, is the concept of prepaid cards. Like, I love the... I don't understand... Like, there are so many ways I would abuse that if I had them, but it's, like, kind of tricky to get your hands on them here. Like, Tesco started selling them recently, and that's, like, a big thing. And, like, I don't think anyone sees them in Tesco. They might have even stopped selling them because I haven't seen them in a long time. But, like, in the UK, we don't really do prepaid cards. But I love the idea of, like, yeah, this... Because it's so annoying that companies like... I remember I had a subscription to... It was a really garbage... It was a newspaper I didn't care about. I think it was like The Sun or something. Because they gave you more money for signing up for the subscription than it costs for a month. And then I tried to cancel after the first month. They're like, sorry, the subscription is minimum 2 months. Sorry, we can't cancel it. And I was like, no, you're going to. That's not how subscriptions work. They're like, well, we're just gonna not. And then luckily it was with like PayPal where you can cancel those things. On a card, you can't force stop a subscription like with one click like that. If it's a whereas if it's a prepaid card, sorry, no money on there. Like I want to get one of those. I felt so nervous giving my credit card number out on the phone to pay for takeaway, which is a thing I've done like a few times in my life. It goes against every instinct in my body. Also, I have an old Visa with 14 cents in it. I may use that. Also, I'm paying you on a prepaid card. They're nice. Yeah, I want what you have, Brody Privet. I want what you have. Please give it to me. Can't you use the card number where they still owe you money? Can't you use the card number where they still... Oh! It's a good story that you remember, Sean. I'm still getting it every single, 2 weeks without fail. It's actually making me anxious because I'm expecting that fine from the police still. They still haven't given it to me. It takes a few weeks to go through the mail, I understand that. But, the fine for the, my heinous crime of riding a motorized vehicle in the bike lane. I'm waiting for that. And so every time I get my letter from, I think it's American Express, but every time I get my letter from them, so, it comes in a really formal envelope. It's like 5 pages thick, and they're like...
How did you find an editor to edit your YouTube videos, as I would like to edit for a YouTuber and was wondering where I would advertise myself?
Honestly, there should be a better place to do that. So, okay, here's the deal, Palpatine's power. Every YouTuber I know kind of just finds people, or they get recommendations or something like that. I think there should be some grand marketplace where you just go and look and, people specialize in YouTube style editing. If that was a subtle way to ask to edit for... Because, okay, here's the thing for me. Unlike most people, I want an editor who knows what I do and what I make, and ideally has an interest in it. Because, otherwise it's, easy to get confused or lost or whatever in what I'm doing. I think a lot of YouTubers... Maybe not. It's hard to be sure. A lot of YouTubers do just find someone who used to watch them, or maybe is a YouTuber themselves, to do stuff as well. One of my second channel editors is just a YouTuber. We're friends now. He invited me to his Christmas party. Isn't that nice of him? I mean, and then I went, and then the day I went, while I was there, the London went into lockdown. It was nice. But yeah, if you're asking subtly, hey, do you need an editor? I'm always down to give people trial videos to edit. If that's what you're looking for, send me your rates. Send me something you've edited. And I'll give you a little trial video. But if you're watching this and you're not Palpatine's power, don't do that actually. Again, please don't email me. Don't do it. I don't respond to emails anymore. I realize you respond to emails and they just come back. I don't know why. I don't know why anyone's ever responded to an email. It is a painful form of communication that is just not ripe for messaging strangers. Oh look, salmon spawn in my waterfall. That's so cute. Is he gonna go off the edge? Oh, the salmon actually do swim from the bottom to the top, or maybe they tried to go inside the cave. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? I spent a lot of times making massive storage rooms in my mount houses, and it's gonna be organized, but for now I have random chests. I think random chests is it's just an easier system. There's a reason people do it. It's because it works. It just works. Okay, let's climb the mountain and do a torch every 6 blocks. Okay, so this is 339. 345 minus 324. Okay, easy. But yeah, I think, first of all, I am having a wonderful day. Thank you for asking. Second of all, yeah, I think every YouTuber has very specific things they want from an editor. Because that's why I think a lot of successful YouTube channels that kind of start out do their own editing. Because everyone has such weird requirements for what they want from an edit that it's so hard to communicate with someone. That I think it's a problem. Also, hey Toy Cat, I would like your opinion. Should I cover a massive biome with the same colored wool? Or should I replace it with the same colored wool? I do replace it just because then you get a bunch of terracotta blocks that you can... Man, honestly, I want to see that project replacing a... Like, one of the things that I've never been good at because I'm worried about lag is sheep farming. But I would love to... like, I know I can set up an automatic one, but like, ugh. It just doesn't sound fun to me. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't find it fun. I would love to set up a... I would love to see your completed version of that, Timeline Gamer. That sounds like a really fun project. Replacing a mesa with wool. I'm very interested. You've caught my attention. I hope you do something valuable. I don't think you can beat your current free editors. See, that's true, right? I have free editors right now. It's you know, or really I have Harrison, and then I have 2 other editors who exist. I mean, they're not Harrison good, but they do exist in the world. I sometimes believe. I had an editor basically break up with me recently, actually. I don't want to tell the story too much. Again, his details. But I got like a whole like I got a whole thing. And I was like, I didn't realize this was so... You know, you ever receive a message where you're like, wow, you've been in your head about this far too long. But if I tell you you've been in your head, I'm kind of invalidating your feelings. So I'll go, yep, you know what, you're right. I totally forgive you for these transgressions that I definitely knew you did and was definitely very annoyed about. But now you've apologized. It's all okay. Maybe I'm the only one who's like that. I like your editors. Thank you, Boston Harris. Did you like the editing on today's video? So my assistant literally sent me an email being like, I don't know what I can add to this. There's just nothing edited here. Also, Miso Streams, thank you for the membership on the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. But yeah, so thank you for the advice and insight. I appreciate it. You're welcome, Palpatine's Power. I think you've got to like send some emails. There'll be cold emails that won't be responded. Just make sure your rates and what you can do are visible. The way Ben got the job, Editor's Bakery, is his company. The way he got the job is he just showed me an amazing edit, and I was like, yeah, I want that in my videos. And then I gave him a trial, and he did a very good job of it. I think offering a free trial is the easiest way to make it so it's not like a big hassle or commitment. Obviously, that means you're giving up time, but if you want like long-term customers, that's what I would recommend from my side of things. How many members are we at, says McBella. Given the lack of streams, I feel like it must have gone down a bunch. Let's find out. We are currently at 625 members. That is a lot of members. Although actually a lot less than it was recently, am I right? You know, it's interesting, like, because of the big streams we did, like, now whenever I stream, like every time between streams, like I lose like a few members, and even though I'm gaining a bunch, it's very confusing. I don't know what to take from it, honestly. Again, I feel like I'm very bad at streaming. It's just not an area I have a bunch of competence. And actually, you know, that's an interesting question. When, if at any time, is it good or correct to invalidate someone's feelings? It means correcting them in a way that may help them, says Darkness ML. Yeah, it's one of those life dilemmas where, like, it seems so nice to tell people, like, I get caught in the trap a lot sometimes of thinking people want to know how things are. People want to know more. Like, I find learning about the world to be really interesting. So everyone else probably thinks the same. They want to learn about the world, and if they're wrong about a thing, they'd like to know how. If they've misunderstood something and actually it's okay, that's okay. You know, that's fine. Like, you know, if someone tells you a story, this is why I'm the worst, and you should never come to me for emotional support. But like, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, so, you know, he was being so sassy with me that day. You know, he was talking about this fake thing called chemotherapy that he was going through. Like, that's a TV show thing. Stop lying to me. And like, you want to, you know, like the response should, you know, if that was me, I'd want to be like, oh yeah, so actually it turns out it's real, and that means he has cancer, so probably should be nice to him. No, what they want to hear is like, oh, what a dick, you know, like why is he making things up to be rude to you, you know, like, when invalidating their feelings is worth the hassle and the thought of involving yourself in someone else's business, rarely is the result worth the trouble of inserting yourself into their trouble. Yeah, exactly. That you just gotta like, people want you to go along with what they're saying most of the time. If people really want your insight, they'll ask for it and they'll know to ask for it, etc., etc. Most of the time, that's not what people want from you. Most of the time, we use other humans. Like, I wish this wasn't the case, but it seems to be true. As like sounding boards. Okay, you know, here's an interesting thing, right? The easiest way to bond with someone is to let them talk about themselves for a while. Like, I've heard this is a thing on like, this is how you can make any guy go crazy for you. It's just let them talk about themselves for a bit. You know, this is I think I've said this story. I was dating a human being in 2019, I guess it would have been. Wow, imagine a time when this wasn't how it was. But oh lord, oh man, 2 creeper explosions today, huh? But this is karma because I made a video recently talking about how creeper explosions are kind of overrated. But anyway, I went on a date and I remember the person was like, wow, no one's ever, you know, like, asked me. And I felt like, wow, I've spoken about myself a bunch of, like, I'm like, I'll say some stuff. I enjoy talking about myself, and then they'll say some stuff, and then you're like, oh wow, that's interesting. And you're like, you show that you've listened in some way, you know, and then maybe if you're gonna talk about something, be like, oh yeah, and here's a thing of mine. You know, like, maybe I'm doing conversation wrong. You tell me, internet. But okay, we are running out of torches here. But yeah, basically that's my interpretation of a thing. But like, the fact that like that is enough. Even just like not interrupting someone while they're talking about themselves, and then showing at some point that yes, in fact, you were listening for realsies, is enough for someone to be like, wow, that's so crazy. It's something very interesting that shows we like lack this basic feature altogether of just like, you know what, in the world people feel, you know, powerless or whatever. You know, talk about yourself. You're very interesting. Even if you're literally the most uninteresting person in the world, there's something interesting in you. Tell an interesting story. You've got one. Work on it now. What's the most interesting thing that's ever happened to you? Work on telling that story. Work out the interesting bits, the dull bits, etc. Just wondering, thank you for the £2. Love the torch placing. Wow, I love you too. And geography videos. Just asking for a friend. Is the toy cat name a furry thing? Scoot scoot. £100 fine and confiscation. It is not a furry thing. Honestly, I like the whole furry thing wasn't so big on the internet when I first picked this name. I honestly think, like, especially because it's in the the Minecraft, like the online gaming space. If I was picking a new username to get today, I would probably avoid having a name that has cat in it or like an animal in it. But yeah, it's not related. It purely is just, it's 2 really short words. Toy is a really short word. Cat is a really short word. It's that is sadly all the thinking that went into it. Okay, so why do people call you Toy Cat and not IBX? IBX is maybe because Toy Cat is the part of the name. The IBX is just the irrelevant stuff. Oh wait, why do I make fireworks? I mean, I guess it works. The IBX is just the irrelevant part of the name because I have to, you know. Whereas the bit that like matters is, you know what? There you go. Now you know. Why'd you hate us Discord people? Says Sushi in your face. Oh, I have no hatred for Discord. I just don't like Discord myself, right? Again, this is one of those things where, like, if you explain how it really is to people, they're like, oh, I can't believe you care about your own interests. But here's the deal with every social media. Every social media I find fun. It's a way for me to talk to people who want to hear me talk, me to say things, and then, like, hear their responses back to me. And then the side benefit of every social media I spend a lot of time on in terms of like this YouTube channel is a business. Do you know how that thing had a money attached? That's money that I just made and allows me to feel less insecure about the dumb amount of money that I spent on a house or on this McDonald's medium drink. Right? And so this YouTube, whether you know it or not, there is a business behind it. And one of the quirks behind it being a business is that I kind of like social medias that allow me to direct people to this YouTube, because this YouTube is my livelihood that allows me to do everything. So Twitter, I'm just there to tell you about my day, and then also, hey, yeah, here's some, when a video comes out, you can learn about that. Great way to learn about my streams and videos. Facebook doesn't exist, but it's a way for me to share things of you. And then, you know, like there's some private messaging or something I haven't used in a very long time. But also, I can post to the videos when I make a big one. Same with whatever other, I don't know what social media I'm moving on, like the subreddit. The subreddit has like the top pinned discussion as the newest video, because then we can talk about the newest Toy Cat video because it is a Toy Cat subreddit. The Discord is this insane place that people, I made the Discord because like it was cool to make Discords at one point. Let me explain to you the process behind being a YouTuber and running a Discord. So it's this place where you work for free. There's no one ever goes from the Discord to the YouTube channel. It's very, very rare and tangential. Instead, what happens is people go from the YouTube channel to the Discord. And then it's this place where people expect unlimited amounts of free work from you. You know, if I don't tweet for 5 days on Twitter, someone might be like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, right? Like, there's no expectation that I will be there. That's absurd. I hear you and I agree with you. I don't understand how this is possibly true, but it is. What people expect from you on Discord is unlimited moderation. If there's a scandal on Discord, it's your Discord. Go fix this. It's like, no, this is just a place, you know, named after me that I set up years ago. Oh, so you think that it's good that whatever thing's happening here is happening? No, it's just nothing to do with me. It's like, you need to fix this. This is your problem. It's like, that happens once a month. There is a giant scandal. And, you know, people are like, this is the biggest thing you need. And it's like, I don't want to do, this is the worst part of my day. And it's this giant scandal machine. And it's like, you know, it's a bunch of people, a lot of those people on there don't even know who I am. It's crazy. I hired some moderators to deal with it. Some of those moderators hired people who had never heard of what Toy Cat is, etc. They're just there because I don't even know how they found it. Maybe I assume they were lying, but I tried to trust people. So they're on this Discord for this thing they don't know. They're talking to a bunch of people, and then like that's my responsibility. No, I'm not in the business of starting chat rooms for people to enjoy. But like you can't ever just shut down a Discord. You can't just. I mean, you can, but like, yeah, it's this unlimited source of free work that people want from me because there's no benefit to it. If you do promote your videos, people get mad. They're like, ugh, hate YouTubers that use their Discord to promote the videos. And it's like, but like, that's my job. You want me to do the work side of things. You want me to make it be an orderly place to do everything, but not that you're upset if I try to monetize that work. You know, like, oh, you know, you want money for working? Ugh, can't believe you. It's like, yes, of course I would like to be paid for my endeavors. Why would I not? Why do you assume that anyone is in the situation where that's not true? Anyway, so yeah, long story short. I think there's a lot of social media that you sign up for and it's just free work because you're later trying to turn it into something. And that's fine if you enjoy it. But if I don't enjoy Discord and it's also not making any, you know, like it's not making me any, you know, it's taking my work and it's not giving me time and not giving me money. It's like, oh, so it's this free source of labor that people demand from you. And it's like, yeah. It's like, oh, I can see why you don't like that so much. And then again, like people have twisted it to be like, so Toy Cat hates the Discord. It's like, no, I just don't want to be here. This is not my idea of fun. Like there are lots of things that I don't do because they are not fun. Would you like a comprehensive list? I could give you a comprehensive list. Okay, thing number one I don't do because I don't find it fun. Golf. Golf seems like a bit of a fake sport, if I'm being honest. Like, what's the deal? Why do we all pretend golf is like this big real sport? We all know that it clearly can't be a real sport, but we keep pretending anyway. That seems like a scam. Yeah, there's lots of activities people do. Like, nightclubs. Don't understand them. Let's all like listen to very loud music. Music so loud we can't hear or understand each other, because why do we even communicate anyway? If we communicate, it's opportunities for us to be boring. But if we're dancing to music, we're all very cool. So you don't not do taxes because they're not fun. Also, you do good work. Here's money. Thank you, Michelle Owo. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good, Michelle Owo, during these trying times. See, I'll always remember, like, if nothing else, I'll always remember you're a tipped worker because of our fun tipping conversations. And isn't that nice? Maybe it's not nice, actually. Okay, I'm going to place a little jungle plank there. And then we're going to place it on that. How nice. I never understood dancing, says Hexataron. You know what? Okay, so someone said something to me once, because one of my friends who really does like dancing is, he's black. Do you want to know a fun fact, about British people? Is like, because of a lot of the media we consume is American, where like, one of the things I've heard a lot of people make the mistake of, like at some point, is like, assuming that you have to call, black people African American, and it's one of those funny little like, like, it doesn't make any sense. Then he's not African nor American. He's a Caribbean, whatever. Anyway, I totally agree. I don't like tips. What are you, Jewish? Not getting paid? You got a free hoodie, says Sushi in your face. You're right. I did get that free hoodie that one time. Oh god, the free Discord hoodie. Oh, I haven't mentioned I was once in like Kyoto, Japan, and a random Indian boy was like, Discord! And I was like, oh god. But there are consequences to wearing this very comfortable hoodie out in public, huh? There are real consequences I have not been considering. Okay, this is now fully covered in torches. Honestly, these mountains are going to be the worst things. I don't even know how I'm going to try and start simple, I guess. Down here. I guess I already did start simple down here. Yeah, starting with the easiest bits. Probably a mistake in retrospect. Probably a mistake. Anyway, so we're going to place a torch here. And then we're going to head forwards like 30 blocks. To minus 188. Anyway, so, actually, I forgot my train of thought. It's gone. So you know what, instead, thank you very much. Lag is great for the £3.58 tip. You're looking extra handsome today, Papa Toy Cat. Here's some money. I'm so self-conscious about my haircut and the fact that I can't do anything about it. Literally, the day hairdressers open up is the day I go. I could get a haircut that morning. That might be a good idea, actually. Get a little morning haircut going. I mean, I should probably be focusing on YouTube stuff. But morning haircut would cool the nerves, I reckon. I just, I think there's a very interesting tendency to forget that everyone... everyone needs an incentive to do something. If we live in a world where everyone's just doing what they like when they like, you still want incentive. Like, I exercise sometimes because it makes me feel good. If it didn't make me feel good, I probably wouldn't do it. The Discord is so removed from you that no one in general even knows you're streaming, and that's wild. Yeah, right now. Okay, I'm gonna go to my own Discord. I'm gonna go to the IBX Toy Chat. I'm gonna go to General. And yeah, it's entirely unrelated. There's just a bunch of people in here talking about a bunch of things, and it's funny that a bunch of people have joined the Discord as a result of that. That's funny. But yeah, so I've been very my haircut right now is one that basically I did myself. Basically, there's a little bit of factual concern in that one, but that's basically how it is. Anyway, Warden and maybe some underground structures. Why is no one talking about it? Also, torches not fan, please. happen. So here's the thing. If I try and put torches in the offhand, this happens. It literally doesn't work on Bedrock because we can't put torches in our hand. Can you see I'm pressing A? This is Bedrock. No torches for that, I'm afraid. So, hi, Toycat. Hi, Andrew, even. Been subscribed for a while. Here's some money. Thank you, Epic Moments. Also, hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How would you feel about Mojang adding mooses into Minecraft?
I believe the plural term for mooses is actually meese, Mr. Michael Moose. Hate to break it to you. No, moose. I would love to see. I want Minecraft to pick a strategy, add a bunch of mobs to the game, even if they're not interesting, even if they're not useful, because they're interesting and we value that, or add mobs to the game only because they have a real use. Let's not pick this half-assed strategy where, like, oh yeah, we'll just add a mob every update, even if it's not needed. Because, you know, it's cute and we can sell merch that way. You know, that's probably what it is, right? It's like, they can sell more plushes, but, you know, sorry, I'm criticizing the business side. Let's try not to do... At least there's a reason, you know, at least understanding something is fine. Anyway, so, you know, speaking of the business side of Minecraft, can big moose that lick your cars. Let me tell you something really interesting, chat. Maybe it's not interesting. You know, it's interesting to me, and therefore it's interesting to you because you're watching my live stream. By the way, I've never seen this area of my world, or I probably have, but I forgot about it. Yeah, I've torn a thing through here. It's interesting though. We're gonna light it up now. Oh, I'm having a bad day for thinking words today. What was I saying? It was probably nothing. You know what I do need to be saying, though? Words. That's right. I need to say a bunch of them real fast. The cars in Mon House would finally be relevant. I need to make a map now that has moose, just so they can lick some car models. It'll be great. So, it's moose and not meese. Sorry, moose goose, it's actually meese geese. Hate to tell you about the sadness that is your life. Rambling rambles, I love it. I know, I get like, every now and then I'm like, whoa, what am I saying here? What am I trying? You know, should I be having a deeper meaning, or should it just be the words that come out of my mouth? The stream of consciousness. And the answer is that I don't know. The answer is I wish I knew, but I don't know. And so, okay, just place a torch here, and then a torch there. There we go. Oh yeah, I want to talk about, so speaking of Minecraft business model, you know how Minecraft's bringing out a brand new novel, or rather, Max Brooks, the World War Z guy, is making a Minecraft novel? It's something really interesting to me, because you know, they promote this book so heavily. Like, I don't know if they have some deal where they're getting a % and that's why they're promoting it, or what. Again, I don't know what the scoop is. But, like, Minecraft's promoting this, like, this Minecraft book. And every time I hear about it, I'm like, this seems like the weirdest thing to me. Like, a Minecraft book. I like books. I like reading. I like fiction a lot. But, like, I don't think the Minecraft world is at all conducive to good stories. And that's, again, I'm speaking as someone who is actually an author. I don't remember what my recent books were, but I did make some. Wait, do you want to see how many? Wait, I don't know if I've ever shown this in videos. How many copies did I sell off my last kdp.amazon.com? At Mr. IBX Toycat, if I am correct that that's who I am. I think I am. Oh, well, I don't know my password, apparently. Yep, no idea what my password is. Okay, so... Okay, wait. I've got a theory about my password. Nope, don't know what it is. Anyway, so, I'll work that out. Anyway, so, my point here, all the words that I'm trying to say, are... You know, I guess my brain is just falling to bits this time of night. Rip password. Yeah, I'll have to work that one out later. Yeah, I got myself locked out of PayPal recently because like I don't know the password to that. You know, I have a whole bunch of nightmare issues going on. Oh wait, drink. Probably that I'm not drinking enough water. You're not, chat. Are you drinking enough water? The answer is no. Yeah, drink some water. My recommendation, always drink too much water. Sometimes you'll be thinking to yourself, ooh, this is too much. No, it's too little. More water. You should get some sort of a password manager. Do you want to know one other interesting fact? In case you tip, and you tip via PayPal, I haven't had access to any of the money in the PayPal tips for like a month now, because PayPal, once you make more than 2,500 euros, you have to confirm that you're not a money launderer. There's a whole thing you have to do. See, drinking water is so good. Drink more. It's my only request, is that you drink more water. Anyway, so you have to confirm you're not a money launderer, and so I'm going through the process to do that. And one of like what you have to do is you have to call them up, basically. And I'm like, nope, I refuse. A phone call with PayPal is going to be one of the worst parts of my day, so I'm not going to do it. Sometimes I go through 3 full bottles a day. Rate water on a drinks tier list. Water tastes really good if you live in an area with hard water. If you live in an area of soft water, it just tastes like nothing. And is nothing a good drink? I don't know. You know, is air tasty? I mean, it's not tasty. It just also is not tasty. You know, is air tasty? It's gonna be a fun. There's a fun piece of a fun philosophical debate maybe for you. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna start covering these little things and torches now, huh? Just jump from one to the other, slowly placing torches. Except down here where we do it in a more normal way. Anyway, so yeah, placing the rest of these torches is gonna be a whole nightmare. I don't actually know. Just leave a note in each donation saying not money laundering. Hard water is hard water not bad for your health, says Darcy Haynes. Oh yeah, hard water is really bad long term. You'll get kidney stones. So don't drink hard water. Like hard water. See, here's my proof that hard water is good. Things that are tasty, things that are enjoyable are bad for you, because there's a trade-off. You do too much of them, bad thing happens. Drinking regular water, no problems. Breathing air, normal. Whereas, you know, exhaust fumes? Don't exhaust fumes taste good? Like, again, no one's willing to admit that. I stand alone, bravely, in being willing to say that exhaust fumes taste good. And they do. Thank you, Kaizen. Exactly. Like, there's just something about them, like, there's some taste to this. And gasoline smells great. Exactly. Thank you, chat. Thank you for agreeing. I'm glad we have this in common. But what we don't have in common is live streaming anymore, because, yeah, my brain, I've been literally like, I've been doing like 4.5, 5 hours of train journeys every day, for the past 4 days. I don't know, just something about, that's fine for a little bit, but I need to like go be active or something. Being sat down is bad, but I'm gonna be doing some streams in the near future. In fact, you know, let's go put some stuff away. In the near future, I'm going to be doing some streams where I mine a lot of sand. Maybe place a lot of obsidian too. We'll work it out. The details shall proceed. Details to proceed? Details to come. Details to... I feel like it's details to proceed, but that must be incorrect. I couldn't hear the stream because I was moderating the kitchen, but chat made me concerned enough to come back. Also, thank you for the 19 pesos. I am going to Mexico, because that is a legally required part of going to America right now. And so I will use those pesos wisely. I've got this Mexican donut shop I'm excited to go to. And because the sign for the Mexican peso is the $sign, I get really scared every time I open the tab, and I forget that it's a Mexican site and not like an American one. And I'm like, $35 for a donut. But 35 pesos for a donut is like just under $1. I don't know the exchange rate. I just guess it. As we all should do. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, because I'll see you in the next video. Unless, of course, I die in a house fire. Goodbye. I'm gonna go see if my house offer's been